of a bit of a nice snappy tier list, eh? Nice snappy tier list. So, S, A, B, C, D. Ooh. Well, I'll do it in order here, just so it's nice and no skipping a beat or anything. I'm going to put English on... Now, this is subject to change. C tier for now, although it could be B. It's just I want to see how this fills up. They're good. And when I say good, I put them on fucking C. Oh, pardon my French. Yeah, English, definitely better since Pro Scouts got nerfed. But still, do they hold the same kind of power as other ones? Thank you very much, Lash. Not so sure. Not so sure. Might be very much matchup dependent. French. I'm going to say French is actually pretty darn good right now. Pretty darn good. A tier. Now, French can Pro Scout, still very decent, still a very strong feudal, and just recently... Oh, bloody hell, Lash, thank you. Bloody hell. And actually, they can do 2TC, which for French works out pretty damn well against Pro Scouts with other civs like the Chinas. So, yeah, French is definitely in a decent spot. And they've always had a good feudal army. But now they have a lot of choices, and a civ with a lot of choices, that's great. Hatchery, boom! Hatchery might genuinely be one of the best civs, if not the best. It's so good at everything. It's good on water. Maybe not as good as some civs, but it's still very good on water. The fact that their spearmen are faster is very good for any of these pro scout shenanigans. If you play against Chinas, going for Dark Age barracks, totally viable with HRE. You've got a really good eco to follow it up. You even got these funny timing windows with Mind Walk, where you can get like 8 armor knights in age 3, which is really strong against like Rus, for example, with horse archers, or any civ, like Malian with their jab throwers. Very, very, very solid. Abbasid. I'm going to plonk him there. I think as time goes on, we might see Abbasid a bit more. Like, we actually might. I'm going to put it there for now just because it's not flushed out. It's not flushed out. It's one of those that it can be all right, but it's still the fact that it takes you a long, like, a designated amount of time to age up can be rough. Can be rough. Mongol. I want to put them here. I think Mongol's also sitting in a pretty comfortable spot. Very matchup dependent, though. The fast imp rush is good. They also have the ability to tower rush and be aggressive in feudal. Have a decent castle. Castle's probably their weakest spot, depending on if you go Kurultai or not. But Mongol, they can make your life difficult. China. S tier. China has to be S tier. They are... The Pro Scout nerf hurt a lot of civs, but it hurt China less than others. One thing that's really good, if you're Imperial Academy, it's next to your mill. Boom. It's 32 resources times 2 back. So Pro Scouts will always be a bit cheaper, but also boosted, so very good for China. Very good late game. Very solid mid game. The weakness of China is maybe they're early. But honestly, with the new playstyle of not needing a Barbican and getting archers out instead, is actually very, very good. Very good. I think it's Marine Lord that's been popularizing that. Very solid. Rus, I'd probably put them a tiny bit ahead of China. Similar reasons that Rus will always be very good as long as they have this pro scout horse archer stuff going on. It just leads you into the game so nicely. It's hard to stop. It's easier to stop now than it was. You can definitely stop them from getting like 2 or 3 deer packs at the start of the game. But once horse archers are out, boom, you're on the back foot again. And you need a very specific army to deal with that. So they'll always be good. Delhi. We'll put Delhi about here. I think Delhi definitely benefited from the Pro Scout stuff. They nerfed Delhi specifically on it to make it take longer for them than others. But for Delhi, it was never about how fast you get the Pro Scout. It's just the fact that you're going to get it. And the fact that it's slower for everybody else and more expensive for everybody else, that helped Delhi quite a lot. So I'd say Delhi's about there right now. Malian, I'd probably also around here. It's good. It's very good. But Malian also has one of these situations where if they play against like a HRE or even like a Japan or something that can make an early barracks and mess up their flow, they can be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. So Malian, definitely good if you leave them alone. But one of the things is players are learning that you don't leave them alone. But once they get that Donzo Javelin Ball, depending on what Civ you are, it can be very tricky. Because they do actually match up quite nicely against like a French, for example. Even like a Joan, which is also a strong Civ. Ottoman. I actually also think that Ottoman might be climbing from here. Not entirely sure right now. I can't really say that they're above that. But Ottoman definitely have a place. Definitely have a place. So they definitely, like a lot of these civs definitely benefited from Pro Scouts being more expensive. And honestly, this Deer Push stuff at Tier 1 or Age 1, very good. Very good. And their army comp, like Janissary, Springold, Sipahi, it's very difficult to deal with because it's like they've got the counter to infantry, they've got the counter to cav. What do you make? So awkward to play against for sure. Definitely one of the civs that people find hard to go up against. Byzantine. Similar boat to Malian. Very solid. They might even be higher than that, to be fair. Might even be higher. There's a lot of really good ways to play Byzantine. People have started experimenting with 2TC as well. But the cistern buff that they've had, yeah, I'm going to put them like here-ish. Because it's hard to say they're better than Delhi. They have a very good matchup against Malian, I'd say, but they're definitely solid. Japan. I'm going to have to put Japan around here. But Japan is also kind of rising for me. Like the Dark Age barracks stuff, people are getting way better at it. Good for harass, good for scout push or deer pushing. Overall, just one of those things that can make the game immediately not one that you're running the show on. And for that reason alone, I do think Japan absolutely could be A in the future. Absolutely could. Ayyubid. Ayyubid's a fun one. I'll put Ayyubid there. That's one of the ones that I'm not entirely sure whether it should be there or not. I still think Ayyubid can be alright in certain matchups. Like it's awkward against the Frenches, right? Because they're camel lancers. Certain maps as well can be quite powerful. You have to be quite good with Ayyubid because getting the unit comp right and getting the switches, not as easy as it used to be, but Pro Scout nerf definitely helps them out a little bit as well. So a lot of these will kill each other. Like French is good against Delhi. Delhi can be good against some of the others. Malian's good against French. Byzantine good against Mali. So there's a lot of like crossover here. It's not super duper simple. Joan. Put Joan there. I like Joan. It's not my favourite Civ to play. Out of all of them, it's probably my least. But you can't deny that it's not decent. It's also one of these Civs that can kind of go up against the S tier ones. And in some ways, it is quite strong. So yeah, I think you have to put Joan on A tier for now. Order of the Dragon. I'm going to plonk them there, you know. Currently, they've got a crossbow bug, so their crossbows are amazing. Now, without that bug, I'd probably put them D for now, but yeah, you've got to put them like there-ish. I'm really not sure where Order stands right now. It's one of those. It's one of those. Zhu Xi. I'm going to plonk Zhu Xi there. Zhu Xi also not super affected by the Pro Scout nerf. It affects everybody, but the China's kind of less so. Very strong in castle, good at getting relics, good economy, and pretty solid late game as well. I think their economy in general is super nice, super smooth, and they're fairly straightforward to play. There's not too much running around, but House of Lancaster, I'm going to put them here. I don't think they're S tier. I think they're very good, and they do have some matchups where it's tricky, but I still see these four as the big dogs right now. So House of Lancaster, definitely solid, but it's not one of those that just runs away with the game anymore. But if you put like House of Lancaster that's very Yeoman heavy against a Civ like an Abbasid, I think Abbasid will have a lot of trouble. Their boom is very strong. Similar to Malian in a lot of ways, that they boom very nicely together. But again, it's matchup specific. Like I think Lancaster can put up a fight against pretty much everything. But again, map dependent. And the reason I put it above Delhi for now is just because Delhi has situations where it goes up against one of the Frenches and it's like, shit, they're in trouble. Does Lancaster feel that way? I think it's a bit more well-rounded than Delhi. So I'll put it there. KT, I think they have to go there for now. Extremely good on water. Very hit or miss on land. Very hit or miss on land. I like them a lot. They're maybe one of my favourite civs to play just because there are so many options. But the options that you do go for tend to be the same ones. And I've tried everything. I think sergeants still need some cooking. Still need to be shoved back in the oven. I think the hospitalers as well maybe need a bit more time in the oven. Don't get me started on those ranged jabs because they are, I will say it, even more useless than frickin' siege towers. They are trosh. Absolute trosh. I hate them. What's the tier 2 ones? The heavy spearmen can be useful. The Genoese crossbows, those are... whenever I make those, I'm almost like, I would prefer regular crossbows. Then the Age 4 ones, the Schlachter are amazing. And the other units, the Condottiero, if you have like a really good gold income, can be okay, but yeah, it's an interesting one. And that, boys and girls, is the tier list.